EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it should be a great one, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. Fights forward at the 20, and he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They'll start on the ground here on first down. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This 2nd and 4. It's brought in by Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different long night.
And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go. Headshot.
First down, here's Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Hey, report. Go ahead.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And he will find his man on the outside. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Report. No, we changed it. Go ahead.
Jackson from the shotgun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 41-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now Lamar changing the look.
13.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, it's Porter, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Hey, middle.
Now a give right side. Porter. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Porter, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. And this one is right through. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Prescott. Complete. Jefferson the target. And they they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now they'll audible to something else. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd and 11 at the 41. First throw now for the backup Tua Tagovailoa. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Real quick, ready?
2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Horton. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. The toss left side for Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Middle.
Throwing is Jackson. Throwing right, and that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Lamar changing the play. On 3rd down, Porter. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's King. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. That's King. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
And now an audible here into something else.
All right, fellas, listen up.
Tua now on first down. And that's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
Now a 2nd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. This one caught by Winslow. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Straight ahead is Hall. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Hey, kill.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
Solo left Zion.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, Winslow. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. On 1st down, Winslow able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. AFC title game, second quarter action, 2 minutes to play. Now a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Winslow, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's 3rd and 9. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick here is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half. In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Jackson going to change things up a bit. Now Jackson to throw on 2nd down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now they'll change things up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Mitchell. And some room to work. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On first down, Tagovailoa. Toward the sideline, intercepted. He's to the 15, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And we'll still have time for one play before the half as this will be fair caught and brought out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. 1 second, all that remains. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25. Tua now on first down. Steps away to his left. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Winslow. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Throw left side complete. That's Gregory. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Go ahead.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And that's complete. It's Sims. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Tua going to change the play. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. They will find Winslow. That's complete. Touchdown, Jets! From 21 yards away. And the Jets are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Jake Moody now for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective, because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
That connection seemed to work out okay on the first play of the drive. Why not go right back to it? And once again, this defense is left without an answer as they surrender back-to-back first downs.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
Middle. You change it. Tight.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1.
Hey, report.
Once again, it's Mitchell. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8. Here's a toss right side to Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
Yeah. Hey, Ozzy, check out.
On third down, Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this third quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown. But the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways.
And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. 75 yards. And the Jets have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. Moody good with the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
To throw is Jackson. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
Jackson on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Give running right is Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down now. It's Porter, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Hey, report! Report! Hey!
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the pressure mounting with every passing minute. It's palpable right now. Their arms, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
All right, let's go.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Yeah, he'll find Hall. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the 4th quarter. This possession, gigantic. After the interception, here's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 35. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
And the question now, can they get closer on third down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder.
Hey, hey.
Another run with Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Jackson going to shift him around. A give here to Mitchell. And room there to work it inside the 25.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. Here's second down and 3.
Go.
On the toss, it's Mitchell. And out of bounds right around the 20.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, they like to run that play there and try and run over people.
A handoff from Mitchell running left. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They'll come up now on second down. And now they'll shift things around. Throwing, Jackson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Change it.
On third down, Porter. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is indeed good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing Tua. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Now Tua. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
I'm ready.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Ravens are champions of the AFC as we sign off and say goodnight, everybody. And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire